Hey everybody, good Thursday morning, top of the morning to you. Eddie William Sellers coming to you from my little blueprint shop here in Southeast Atlanta, A1 Blueprint Company on the corner of Woodward Boulevard. I'm going to be over here today, AT&T switching over some stuff and internet and stuff. So anyway, it is 7:45 on this Thursday morning. I like when the days I do come over, I like to come over early and just kind of have an hour or two of quiet time before the store gets started. The Morning Post this morning is you can just grab them by the pussy and they let you. That's how the Trump campaign's first election started, with him bragging about grabbing women by their pussy. And he told the Bush guy, and they just let you. And all he did, he felt uncomfortable and laughed a little bit while he was on that bus with Trump. He lost his career. He lost his standing. Got NBC to tuck him off his show just because he heard Trump say that. But the guy that actually said that, y'all elected president. Yeah. So just grab them by the pussy, and they just let you. The country seems just seedy, awash in all of this Epstein mess. Young girls, children by the thousands, were molested by Epstein, according to court documents. And a lot of his rich friends was involved in that too. Bill Clinton was down on that island. You was like, oh, Eddie, I thought you was a Democrat. You don't need to be talking about poor old President Bill Clinton. His ass shouldn't have been down on that island with those young girls with Epstein. So the truth's the truth, and the truth to stand when the world's on fire, according to my Granny Bratcher. So anyhow, what will future generations think about this group of Americans who elected a man who brags about his sexual prowess among young girls and young models? What did we expect from a convicted rapist? Sure, we endured as a country Clinton getting a blowjob in the White House by a young Monica Lewinsky. But all of this is a whole new level of disgust. Protecting child molesters. I'm up and out early this morning. It is daylight at 6:30. Riding over to the shop because of AT&T coming today to switch over the internet. While riding, I think about how beautiful Atlanta is on a quiet, early Thursday morning. The traffic was light. This is such a beautiful country. I'm watching pictures of a couple of friends of mine who's traveling through Montana today and North Dakota, and just the country is such a beautiful country with a lot of good and decent people who's helped build this country. How did we wind up with this, with Trump, with all of the billionaires, with the Epsteins and Trumps of the world, ruining America? The world is watching. We all look like fools. The church has always been a good place to protect and hide child molesters. Those of you people raised up in the church, y'all know, look at the Catholic Church in all those years of those priests and those altar boys. Church has always been good at hiding, Of course, everyone knew that Trump and Epstein had a long history together. There are no secrets with Donald Trump. It is all out there right in the open. People with eyes see. A lot of his cult followers still have blinders they like putting on. Jesus said people that will have eyes won't see and ears that won't hear. Yeah, don't waste your time with the MAGA people there. They've gone off the deep end. Yeah. America feels dirty. This is what Make America Great Again feels like? Seriously? Seedy. If America has fallen or does fall, will we look back and say, of course we were headed for collapse? We couldn't survive as a country with so much evil filtering throughout all branches of government. Now the conspiracy is all over the internet is that J.D. Vance orchestrated all of this, that he met with Rupert Murdoch a week in Montana before the story broke on the Wall Street Journal, and all that kind of stuff. You know, people love conspiracies. The conspiracy is just throw Trump under the bus, get him out of office so JD can take over now. Now that the rich billionaires have everything they wanted, which was that $1 trillion tax cut for all the wealthiest people in the world, as 17 million Americans will soon lose their health benefits through Medicaid. You know, Trump is just a distraction to them now, they say. Trump is creepy. I've said that for the last 8 years. Y'all, he's creepy. I don't know any more Southern, any more down to earth, any more out behind the woodshed way to say it. That man, 80-year-old man that still puts red dye on his hair and pancake on his face, he's just creepy. And a lot of the people that love him so much, the more you love him, the creepier they are. It's creepy. Maybe I'm going to be using the word creepy. The whole world sees it. MAGA put a real creepy man with no morals and a mockery to everything that most of us was raised up believing in the teachings of Christ, a mockery of everything that Christians ever stood for. As the leader of the free world, a protector of pedophiles, who tends to border on being a pedophile himself, because he himself runs in that circle. You know something? There's some old sayings that you are who you run with. I take that a step further. You are who you vote for. Yeah. You can run, but you can't hide, as they used to say. At Trump rallies, MAGA women would wear T-shirts with the saying, "He can grab my pussy anytime he likes." That was making America great again. Really. Our country is so damaged, how will we ever find our way back to the North Star? Unless we ever forget, the church, as we know it, is responsible for every bit of this mess that the country is in right now. He is the direct result of evangelicals who have always wanted to sink their fingernails into democracy and force Christ upon people that don't want it. Yeah, their version of Christ. America feels dirty this morning because it is dirty. With a dirty leader and dirty people who worked so hard to put him in office, now the rest of the world will have to just try to survive this bullshit as evil sits in the White House every day, mocking us to our face. Good Thursday morning, sweet people. The picture over on Facebook, picture of Jeffrey Epstein, Donald's close buddy. Yeah. I'm watching the Epstein series on Netflix. Y'all, there's evil in the world. Good day.